Okay, Megovanen everyone, welcome to a package opening video. This is another package from my very dear friend Todd Walnuts. He also has a gaming channel, and I brought this up already before, of course. Surviving the horror, but if you remember, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said when I opened up the two packages, they're about a day apart. The first one was this one, the War of Rohirrim, official visual companion, and it has a lot of gorgeous art from the film. And I had seen the film before, and I thought overall it was, I would give it a mild good. To me, the only thing that kind of brought it down a bit was the frame rate. But other than that, I still enjoyed it. And then the next day, Todd, I think he ordered them maybe at the same time, but they came in a day apart. He sent me the film of the War of Rohirrim with his very lovely slip cover, as you can see, which I love. I love slip covers, I love collecting them. So I have, the 4K to go along with the art book. And this one here, I just checked the mail maybe 5 minutes ago, and I saw this package, and he told me that originally it was supposed to be something else that goes along with those two, the War of Rohirrim. And of course, with the clues that he dropped, he said he wasn't sure if I would collect something like that, or if I do collect anything like it. And he said it was I think he said it was like a statue. So I think maybe it would have been a statue of something from War of Rohirrim, the movie. By the way, it is March 29, 2025, Saturday, okay? And it was quite pricey, I will say. So then he gave me, excuse me, he gave me a choice, an option, like maybe, just in case I might not like that, I can pick something else. So I did. So I know what this is now, and it is Lord of the Rings related, I will say that. Something I don't have, and something I've always wanted but just never got around to getting it. Also, I know it's not the same, kind of edition that Target had, about... Oh no. Oh. Hold on. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Okay. One second. I'm not sure exactly where I left off, but I think, yeah, it's something that and so it's not, I know it's not the same Walmart edition. That one had just a bit fancy slip box, and it was magnetic. When these films first came out, I have the Lord of the Rings ones, but I don't really care about that little feature. Maybe back in the day I would have cared it a lot, to have them match, but it doesn't really matter, but before, and it's related to that, but it's not from that War of Rohirrim film. Before I continue though, I wanted to also shout out Todd's Surviving the Horror channel. I cannot be too sure, but he may let's play a ninja game, I'll say, possibly if he gets that. And you know, I wanted to say with his movie channel, for me, and there's a handful of, you know, small to medium, maybe more closer to small, handful of people that I watch constantly. What's the word? Consistently, that I watch consistently. And Todd is one of them, and everyone else is mostly Let's Players. The other movie channels I used to watch, they don't really make any, you know, movie-related content. And to me, Todd is the only one that makes. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm just saying, just to me, and he's the one. You know, I don't know anyone. I don't know these other people, these new people that make. You know, pack these movie-related content and stuff like that, and showcase their collection. But Todd is one of the original ones, and you know, one of the people that, like during my time of when I, you know, would do that a lot. You know, do a lot of package openings like this, and I would get maybe anywhere between 30 to 80, 90 Blu-rays, DVDs. Every week, and anywhere between, like, let's say 20 to 90, combination of ones I bought in stores and packages. I would accumulate maybe 10 packages of stuff I ordered, and maybe, you know, a few other people sent me something, and I would open them all at once. So, and that's why you can't see them, but you know, they're off to the side and back over there. You know, my collection of Blu-rays and DVDs. But Todd is the one that I think he's, to me, the only truest, you know, media collector, you know, media curator, you know, and custodian of these things, that I think is the, you know, who's the truest, you know, and just real and knowledgeable, and the stuff that he talks about. The most recent one I will use as an example, I'll say it takes me a while, but that is because I watch everything from beginning to end, and as I'm watching it, I'm commentating at the same time, or sometimes in the video, he or whoever I'm watching will say something that sparks a memory in me, or something that I happen to know a little something about too. You know, he'll remind me of something, and then I will put it down in the comment and say, oh, you know, it's funny you mentioned this thing, and or like the Universal, in this latest one, the Universal Collection series. I think he had 6 of them, 6 volumes to that, and he was showcasing them. And for me, I remember back in elementary school, I don't know the company line of these books anymore. I don't think it was Scholastic, but whatever line it was, it might have had a horror title to it. And they're not very thick. They're just like maybe this thin, and they're of the Universal, you know, monsters. Not always the case. There was like Godzilla one, a King Kong one, but there was like Dracula, the Mummy, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, you know, things like that. And I would check them out at the library, the elementary school library, and I would love flipping through them. Then whenever I go to my public library, I would also rent, you know, those black and whites, you know, Dracula, the Bela Lugosi. But the one I always come back to a lot is the Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein. And then it wasn't until, and even now, I haven't seen every single one. I've seen a lot, and then some more often, more times than others. But it wasn't until it might have been like freshman year, sophomore year, where I had a friend, Chris Chance, and he was heavy into, you know, all of that, and Bruce Campbell. He let me borrow his VHS copy of House not House of Dracula, but House of Frankenstein, and I love that one. It brought, you know, Dracula in there, Frankenstein. It brought the Wolfman. They never really met. It was almost like each of them had their own story, like almost like an anthology thing in one big wrapper, but not really anthology. It still followed the same storyline, but you know, you never really see, for example, you know, Dracula meeting up with Frankenstein and you know, Wolfman, all three at the same time, and they all fight each other in a big, you know, epic brawl or something like that. Never happens. You know, it's like Dracula's story, and then that ends, and then it moves on to the next, you know, like the Frankenstein Wolfman thing. And that's when I started to branch out into more of the different black and white Universal films, you know. So, and that's another thing I could relate to a lot of the stuff that he has to showcase too. You know, a lot of the horror stuff. He has a Disney collection as well, and you know, also, you know, I absolutely love Disney. You know, there's some things now with Disney that I felt they didn't have to be made, I'll say, or they didn't have to change certain things, but then there's certain live action stuff that I'm still okay with also, you know, some that I don't like and don't agree with, but then some that I do, and then I'll just end it at that. But he's also introduced me to a lot of spaghetti western stuff, you know, even though I haven't quite seen any yet, you know, he's brought my attention to these titles, you know, when he would showcase them. But anyways, you know, I may not be able to catch up with every single video, and every time there's a new release, I'm the first one to see it, and this goes for any and every of the Let's Plays I watch. I get dragged behind because I'm, number one, I'm watching everything from beginning to end totally, you know, and like I said, I have a small group of people that I watch, and sometimes I have to take breaks. Typically about half an hour I can watch, and then I have to kind of you know, get up and move around a bit and lie down and stuff. So that's why, and that goes for movies as well. If I'm watching a long movie, I have to take a break, you know. I can't really watch through it, you know, too long. But sometimes I can. But so that is why. I remember, I think it was either the last one I watched or the last couple ones I watched. He put a candle. I think there was maybe one or two, but I think only one candle on his bookshelf, or movie shelf, and you know, he just did it for the lighting, the ambiance, so you can see it. And things were also toppling over, and he was telling everyone, you know, don't imitate him, what he's doing, don't copy how he's doing that, you know, this is like a you know, like a dumb thing to do, you know, don't put a candle here and, you know, next to your thing, don't follow my example with that. I'm only doing it for the video so you guys can see it better, you know, things like that. So unscripted things happen, you know, like that, and things topple over. Sometimes he will pause it and get a drink, and then he'll come back. And also a nice little bonus with a lot of his videos, maybe not every single one, but I think so far the recent ones I've seen, it features sometimes the beginning, sometimes the end, Heidi and Hannah, his two best pals, you know, his two best dog pals. So it's also very nice to see, you know, just everything. It just feels like you're there hanging out with Todd and perusing his collection with him, although not laying hands on it, like, you know, only he can touch him. But you know, you're just, you know, it's like you're there with him as he's going through all the titles and pulling them from the shelves. You know, little details I pay attention to. It was so tight on the shelf, so he took like a couple of them out, and he said, let's set these aside to make it easier to pull them out and show them on the shelves. I notice every little thing that as I watch, and that goes for the Let's Play videos that I watch when I'm watching other people's Let's Plays. And you guys know who you are that I watch, and I pay attention to every word and every little thing, and same thing with Todd. So that's just the way I do it. Okay, so anyways, if you guys could please head on over to Toddy Walnuts channel, check him out, you know, down in the description box. I'll put his channel name down there, also his Surviving the Horror live stream Let's Play channel, which he has a bunch of games already. I think his latest one might be, and it might not even be complete, but Alone in the Dark. But he's, you know, done other games as well, like Fallout 76 and a number of other things, Fallout 4. And I think that channel deserves equally as much love as his movie channel, because the way he makes his videos there are the same way he does his videos on his main movie channel. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and also tell him that Falagar of Let Us Play sent you. If you could please do that. He's truly a very kind and nice man, and I don't, and a very close personal friend of mine that I feel as if you people didn't know any better, and sometimes even myself, you know, I forget. I don't know him in person, but I feel as if I did know him in person. For all of these, you know, 12, 13 years that I've known him, I feel like, you know, I grew up with him, that kind of thing, okay? So he's that great of a person and that close of a friend to me. Okay, so I better drink this. And yeah, I love you, my brother. Okay, I will say that. And I already know, yeah. Oh, this is too great. Let me put this over there. So now I have the Hobbit Extended Edition trilogy to go along with my Lord of the Rings. So, huge thank you, Todd, for these. Not just, you know, the Hobbit trilogy, which contains, yeah, you can see them all. An Unexpected Journey, the second film, The Desolation of Smaug, and then the third one, The Battle of the Five Armies, which the critics were not kind to the last one. I even read back in the day that some critics were saying for Battle of the Five Armies, it was just all fighting, it was just all, you know, action, but little character building. But that's what these two were for. You build the characters up in these two, so you don't have to build so much, many characters up so much in here, and that's why it's called Battle of the Five Armies. It tells you, it should not surprise you that it's going to contain a lot of, you know, action and a lot of fighting. I think the actor's name is Luke Evans, who played Bard. I really liked his character. He's the one who took out Smaug in the cartoon and probably in the books that I didn't read, but I remember in the cartoon, Bard, he got a clue from like a bird, like a hummingbird or something, that Gandalf sent to him and whispered in his ear that there's a weak point in Smaug's breastplate, you know, dragon plate armor. So he shot his arrow with a bow and arrow into it. But in the film, and I don't know the true way that it went, I have a feeling maybe it's really just a bow and arrow, not this. This was a bit more personified to give stronger impact. But he used one of the special spears in that village, and he used the big metal spear as like the arrow and pierced Smaug. But his character was quite cool. I liked him, as well as all of all of the dwarves, you know, Keeley and all of that, and that Toriel, I forgot, is her name, like Evangeline Lilly, the one who plays Wasp in the Ant-Man and Wasp and Ant-Man Quantumania films. So once again, I just want to I want to summarize everything that Todd has gifted me on the trifecta of packages here. So that Lord of the Rings Hobbit extended cut, this the War of Rohirrim, the Lord of the Rings, which is a story just within the Tolkien's world, but outside of the main plot of the ring. So I love that, as well as this art book to go along with that film. Okay, so again, much love to you, my dear friend Todd, one of my oldest friends on here. I love you, my brother, and please, everyone, please, I know when people shout other people out, they hear the shout outs, and I feel as if it's like 9 times out of 10, it just falls on deaf ears, and no one, they say, oh, okay, that's great, and they never bother clicking on the person. So even if a small handful, even just a few people would just kind of do it, you just click on his channel and support him. You're supporting a great guy, and not just his gaming channel, which I feel as if deserves a lot more love, but also his movie channel. He's really that terrific, really that great of a guy, and a great, I don't want to use the word showman because it makes it sound like a charlatan, right? A showman, but and not even entertainer. He just tells it like it is. So just a great host, a great host to his channels, and showcasing what it is that he's presenting, or whatever game he's playing, and taking us on whatever adventure he goes on. Okay, so thank you so much, Todd. Thanks everyone for watching, and much love to all of you too, and see you.